I just knew I wanted more in life.
I am a king, I feel like a king, I live like a king, I know I'm a king. I am a king, I feel like a king, I live like a king, I know I'm a king. I am a king, I just wanted you to know. And I serve a king that sit high and look low. Cause I am a king, I feel like a king, I live like a king, I know I'm a king. I am a king, I feel like a king, I think like a king, I know I'm a king. I am a king, I just wanted you to know. And I serve a king that could save my soul. Cause I am a king.
What's going on, everybody? This is Bars for Breakfast. I am your host, Freshie the Fly Guy, and I'm here with some fantastic entrepreneurs who are gonna give us the game on how to be successful in entrepreneurship. So real quick, I want them to introduce themselves. I got my man, my big cousin, my number one role model growing up as a kid. Talk to him, Kev. Let him know who you is.
How you doing, everybody? Hey, thank you for being here on Bars for Breakfast. My name is Kevin Poole, the Wave, the World Motivational Educator. And my job, what I do is I help motivate people and I help educate them either mentally, either physically, or financially, sometimes spiritually, but definitely emotionally to the max.
Let's go. And I got my good brother here, Dr. Shaw. Let the people know who you are, man.
What up? I'm happy to be here, on Bars for Breakfast. I'm ready to drop some bars, They call me Dr. Shaw, the coach. I got a whole lot of different names. Shawshank, the ghost producer. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I'm just happy to, be here and drop some knowledge with y'all tonight.
Man, it's amazing. You guys are so influential to the community, and I decided that I needed to interview you guys to pick your brains and just to give the opportunity for others to know some of the things that you guys have overcame, to show them that there is a path to their success as well. So real quick, I just want to ask you guys, what made y'all start entrepreneurship? Right? And you can answer it one at a time. Like, it don't matter who go first, but just tell the people what made you choose entrepreneurship.
I'm going to give that one to Dr. Shaw, the coach.
For me, I was young. I was young, just knew I didn't really want to work for somebody else. My parents were real transparent. They would show me their experiences. They preached and practiced going to work every day. My father came home one day and he was showing me his paycheck. He got a raise, and it was like a 25-cent raise, and that was big, to him, at that. But even as a kid, for me, it didn't sound right. You know what I mean? So I started thinking, like, what else can you do? And one day we was in class and the word entrepreneur came up. And we had to learn that word. We had to learn it. I like the way it was spelled. It was spelled different.
It is. I still can't spell it correctly, but go ahead.
I'm glued to this word, and next thing you know, the word ended up meaning what I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite characters when I was young was Batman. You know what I'm saying? And if you know, Bruce Wayne had a whole bunch of companies. He had an enterprise.
Right.
And he saved people at night. You know what I mean?
Right.
He had all the technology. He had a black car. Nobody knew where he lived. He had a utility belt. He had like one main dude with him that knew everything about him. You know what I'm saying? So, it was him and Ric Flair. So when I'm doing work,
thank you, boy.
So when we were talking a little bit earlier, and I had to get myself together. When I do work, I normally in a role with my name on it. You know what I'm saying? So entrepreneurship was gonna give me the freedom to do that, to be Batman and a little bit of Ric Flair, you know what I mean? But I was naive. I didn't want to work for anybody. And when I became an entrepreneur, I ended up having more bosses and work for more people than I ever thought about, right? So at 12, I started my first business. I used to invest my allowance, and I used to buy soap dishes. And then I would install them into my mother's friends' houses, and they used to pay me.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. So Wade, man, talk to us. What made you start entrepreneurship?
That's a good question. I tell you, I went to school for nursing at first, and I was a CNA, and then you become an LPN and an RN. And as a CNA, I got tired of wiping butts. All right. So, I said, all right, I went to my, guys council. I'm like, dude, we got to fix this. I ain't going to be wiping butts for the rest of my life. Right. So he was like, all right, Mr. Poole, what you want to do? I said, I need to get rich. So they said, you need to go into business. So I said, all right, cool. So I changed my major over into business, but my minor was entrepreneurial administration. So my major was business administration, so you can work in anybody's business. But in case you want to start your own, entrepreneurial administration was my minor. So I took that, which was great. You know, and then I started getting all these self-help books, and it made college like slow. You know what I mean? And I just started companies in early, like 16, 17, 18, people helping people, you know what I mean? You know the testimonials, right. You know what I mean? And but I always worked in great companies though too, which was great because it showed me how professional companies are really supposed to be ran. But you always have that inside, that drilling in you of an entrepreneur from school. So it's like, all right, I'm still working for you and thanks for the money and it's great, but I know I could do this too. You know what I mean? So, which was great. So it was like additional learning for me going to college and getting paid when I work for somebody else. But it's destined that I do my own. Let's definitely put all the phones on vibrate, fellas.
Absolutely. So what's amazing about you guys and talking about how you got into entrepreneurship, I'm reading a book right now called The Small Business Bible. And it's amazing because what you got to realize is that what happened in y'all life is that you stop trading your time for money. And a lot of people today, they still trading their time for money, not acknowledging the reality that they're gonna run out of time before they make enough money. So it's crazy how, he said he wanted to be Ric Flair and Batman, but did you realize Batman didn't have no special powers, right? His utility belt, he put that to work and was able to get the things done. He ain't like Superman, so I always admired Batman. I used to call myself the human Batman, right? But it's extraordinary because you guys, when you become an entrepreneur, what you're doing is you're opening up another gateway for someone else. You're solving a problem. Think about it. Every single business that's ran right now is ran by an entrepreneur. So, Steve Harvey said the other day, he said, 2 people born in the hospital every day. One person is going to work for somebody, and the other person is going to give that person a job. Mm-hmm. And it's so powerful. This world was built on it. So I'm glad that we here talking about this stuff because my focus is to get people to just see those small benefits of entrepreneurship, from the freedom, like you said, from wanting to do something in your own timing, right? To be the boss that you've seen yourself being. So what I want to ask y'all based on that is, what do you feel your purpose is in life now?
My purpose is to pump up the E.L.F, the Education and Learning Foundation, which is a nonprofit corporation that's designed to help change the world. And the way we do that is we give incredible information. We want to also give you an invite, Boss for Breakfast, this show. We want you guys to put this on our platform, okay, and help extend your reach. We want to do our part as much as humanly possible because we think you're doing a great job with Boss for Breakfast. You know what I mean? My purpose also is I have a book that's being released this month called The Motivational Rush. It's the most explosive motivational info book ever written. And it's just incredibly great. It gives you incredible concepts, philosophies, new belief systems, because we realize that everything starts in the mind. You got to attack the mind. And once you attack the mind, the body will create the blueprint to follow. All right, the mind creates the blueprint and then the body has something to follow. But so we created that called the Motivational Rush. We're excited about that. We got some incredible chapters. We putting it through the Education and Learning Foundation. We bring in other individuals 10 times smarter than us in specific areas. And we're saying, hey, we have this platform, the E.L.F, the Education and Learning Foundation. Use this platform to extend your reach, okay, and grow your brand. All right, because we're growing our brand. So it's like this ship is taking off. If you can be on the ship too, why not? But we're heading that destination. So we are fully committed. We totally committed 100%. This isn't something where we're on the fence. We totally off the fence. We running, we hitting the gas forward. You see, this isn't even a question. So my purpose is to pump up the E.L.F, the Education Learning Foundation, to get around people smarter than me, okay, and for me to build championship Super Bowl-like teams to help change the world.
That's phenomenal. So Dr. Shaw, what about you? What's your purpose in life?
My purpose is proven just to be to help people, you know, whether it's been artists or small businesses, help people solve problems, you know. You know, I've helped a lot of people throughout my life. I used to think people were using me, and I used to get upset about that, so I really sat back and reflect, you know, that it was actually my gift and it was what I was supposed to do. You know what I mean? Now that I've accepted that, I get blessed in abundance because now I understand it, because it's not for me, it's for me to give to others. So I love giving opportunities, waiting for people to cross my path to see and connect the dots between what I was given and what they end up needing. You know, I'm having a good time with that. And I'm just, you know, being inside of that purpose, having that understanding makes life a whole lot easier for you, you know. Just looking at it about me, what I'm gonna get out of it and all that. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm supposed to give. So, you know, now that I understand what I'm gonna receive it, I get it and I know how to disperse it out and I'm gonna get more, you know. And that's just what's been happening, man. And it's not even about, you know, the regular things for me. I love seeing other people grow.
Right.
I love it. I love it. Like to hear you speak, not to cut you off, but to hear you speak, you know what I'm saying? I was very, very impressed. And for you to give Kevin those accolades, you know what I'm saying, and giving him some of the credit for who you are, who you become, you know, is a testament to the both of you, you know, and I love that. You know?
Right. Yo, and you know what? I'm glad you brought that back up, because we was kind of talking about that before the camera started rolling. So, you know, you guys, I definitely want to go into that, but I just want to touch on what your purpose is. And Doc, as you said, you know, being able to give, you know, one thing about being a good giver is I have a slogan that you got to serve your way to the top, you know, by finding out what you can offer to someone else. That opens the gateway for you to be able to start earning something back in return. The universe is fair. So you got to give in order to receive. And, you know, when it comes to the impact that, like you said, Kevin has had on my life, I would not be the man I am today without his guidance. You know, he used to come and get me when I was 12 and 13 years old and pull me off the block, pull me off the corner, to take me to the gym, to have me working with him and his companies, you know what I'm saying? And literally learning those important foundations on how to be a businessman. I'm talking about from the suit and tie. He taught me how to tie a tie, you know, taught me how to talk properly. Those little seeds has grown into me in a major way. Let me show you for an example. If you plant one seed in the dirt, it doesn't become one apple. It becomes a tree that branches out more apples. So big shout out to you, Kev, because if it wasn't for you, man, I'm telling you, I would not be the man that I am today. Now, I want to go into the next question.
Thank you.
Because sometimes people get to a place in their life where they reach some sort of roadblock, right? And when that happens, they kind of like give up, you know what I mean? And by them doing so, it stops their blessing, not realizing there's a difference between effort and struggle. You know what I mean? So sometimes they'll be going through something that they gotta put effort in and assume that that's a struggle. So I want you guys to tell me some of the hardships you dealt with in your business and being the person that you are today in entrepreneurship.
All right, you want me to take that or you want that one first, yo?
Good.
All right, some of the hardships is, you know, when it's all said and done, here's what happens. Failure, you know, hardships has to happen. It's part of success. Failure has to happen. It's inevitable. You know, it's like night and days, the good and bad. You have to have the, you know, in order to show what good is, you have to have bad, unfortunately. You know, you hate to have the bad, but you have to have it. That way you have good has something to compare it to itself to. So failures have to happen. They're gonna happen. The great thing about the universe is, there's a reason why they say never give up, because if you keep working and you keep striving, you keep knocking at the door, eventually the universe will give it to you. Okay, and usually it makes up for all of the loss that you lost in the past. So say if you did 5 businesses and you lost in 5 different businesses, I spent $10,000, I spent $5,000, I spent $40,000. what happens is it only takes one time to knock it out the park. Next thing you know, you're a multimillionaire. You done made up for all those losses. Okay, but the losses are really there for a couple of reasons. They're to send you back to the drawing board to make you better. That's really what it's for. Or it's really make you give up or change the direction. Do something. All right, but these things have to happen. They have to be here to keep the good in you active, to keep you striving. So as far as hardships, forget about it. Financial hardships is going to be a strain on your relationships. Make no question, becoming an entrepreneur is tough. This is no baby stuff. This is tough work. And what'll happen, it'll chew you up and spit you out. And if you got thin, skinny, oh my God, that's it, I'm done, I can't do, forget about it. You might as well forget about it. Don't even try. I'm not gonna even begin to lie to you. Don't even try, all right? You better have thick skin. You better be ready to fail. You better be ready to go back to the drawing board. You better be ready to get advice from others. You better be ready to get around people smarter than you. You better be ready to be a great student and dive back into the information. You better be ready for that. If not, don't even waste your time. Definitely go to 9 to 5 and see the 9 to 5. Nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. I like a 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is very good. All right, 9 to 5 is very good. Usually that's the start of a person's wealth. That's your start. A lot of people stop there, okay? And what we're saying is start there, but now continue to go beyond that. You know what I mean? And you pull off when you're ready. I would never tell you quit your job and become an entrepreneur. Right. That's not the way it works. What you do is you make your money because you have cost that occurs every month, every week, every day, okay? And then what you do is in your spare time, you work on your stuff, your brand, your business, and now you have a little money to fuel it as well, okay? And what happens usually because you have bills, so you can't spend all the money on it, it helps bring out the extra creativity in you, all right, to dive deep. Now you have to play on a lot of extra parts and this, that, and the other. But the great thing about it, we have technology behind us. So what happens, you have a lot of outsourcing that happens that's pennies on a dollar, all right? That can get you great results. So we're in a great space right now, being in 2022. We're not in the 1950s here, okay? For us to be able to Zoom and create this meeting and be able to record this and things of that nature, be able to give it to the masses immediately, almost immediately, that's spectacular. And it's costing us what? A little time, little sweat equity. Come on, there is no more excuses in 2022. There is no more, without a shadow of a doubt. Your hardships, it pales into comparison in regards to what the past went through. Okay, you got PA that takes care of you. You got housing that takes care of people. You got places in America that need to be worked on and fixed, where you can go and you can help work on it and fix it and grow that area and do something. There is no more excuses. There is no more. The question is, are you going to be a great student in regards to what you need to be, or are you going to pull up the Jerry Springer show and all the crap? So now it's up to you. You can't blame the white man no more. You can't blame slavery no more. You don't blame the 5%. Take all the blame out. The only blame is us now. It's up to you. Now the question is, what are you going to do? And we have chose to build the Education Learning Foundation. We have chose to build the Motivational Rush, bring out that platform to help excite people, to help them go after their goals. We have decided, to build the NIL, the National Investment League. That's what we're here to do. So it's all a matter of decision, and then become a great student and get the work, period.
That's right. So Dr. Shaw, tell me some of your hardships on your journey to entrepreneurship.
I mean, it's so many. But I was gonna keep mine really short, and Kevin ended up touching on it at the very end. What I learned from going through all the different stuff, different hardships, is that you really can't have any excuses. Right. Because the next minute is gonna happen. The next day is gonna happen. And it's all about how you handle yourself minute to minute, interaction to interaction, business deal to business deal. And if you're in your feelings, because something didn't go your way, and that's going to be your reason for what's next, bro, you know what I'm saying? That's just not a good thing. So all I was going to say was no excuses. Now you can have some reasons. There are reasons for things. And you can combat a reason with a reason, but combat an excuse for an excuse, You don't want to be in that, you know. So the hardships make you stronger. It's just like lifting weights. You know what I mean? That 200 on the bar, you know, it's heavy, but when you're pushing it, is an indication that you're getting stronger, you know, and a measurement of how much you can actually lift, you know. So yeah, and it's gonna weed out people. It's gonna weed out. You know what I mean? Who's supposed to be doing it and who don't?
Listen, man, great answers, man. I have a coach that said to me, sometimes there are legitimate reasons for you not to get the job done. But because the reason is legit does not make it okay. So for example, if you know you got to get up and push it to the max and run your business, but your father died or your mother passed or your daughter's sick, are you going to stop? That's a legit excuse. That's a legit reason,
Don't
right?
get no legit than that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but see, there are people that go hard regardless. Look at Michael Jordan. He was sick. He had the flu. That's a legit reason, but still went out there dropping buckets. And I think people be missing that. I think they forget that factor. You gotta be the type of person that push it even when there is nobody else going in that direction. You know, so that's amazing for you guys to be able to speak on those hardships, because there are hardships that haven't even been created yet. What I've learned in my journey is that every level comes with different problems. It's like playing Mario, right? But every time you beat that level, you don't gotta go back. You see what I'm saying? So I myself, and I'm sure y'all brothers can relate, I look for the adversity. I look for the situation for me to overcome. I look for the opportunity for me to show my greatness. So I don't gotta worry about going back. You know what I'm saying? So that's powerful. That's real powerful. So now during these hardships and going through these lessons, right? What are some takeaways for you guys? What are some of the things you learned on your journey to where you are today?
The lessons for me, you know, matter of fact, sure, I'm gonna let you go ahead and attack that one.
Oh, I mean, for me, I've learned that, you know, right when you have an adversity, right when things are kind of looking a little different for you, sometimes the next level is right on the other side of that. You know, a lot of times I've had some weird situations where, you know, they say people are in your life for a season, right? And you don't know that. You don't know when the season ends or whatever, but I've noticed that sometimes you can outgrow people, or that season is coming. You know, that season is about to be up, and you don't want it to be up. You know what I mean? Because why? And that makes sense for it to be up, but it's going to happen. You know, but and it's going to be hard. It'll be tough. But on the other side of that is where it's a new level, and that's what's the issue. You're actually leaving a group of people. You know what I'm saying? Going to another group of people, and they can't go with you.
Right.
You know, that's difficult sometimes, but that's a harsh reality of being an entrepreneur, especially if you want to be successful.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kev, man, let the people know what were some of the lessons you've learned on your journey as an entrepreneur.
Well, some of the lessons that I learned is that one of the keys is you got to get around people smarter than you. Period. You got to become a great student. You have to get around people smarter than you. That way, you know, you can learn from them, learn from your own mistakes, but you have to get around people smarter than you. All right? You have to be a great student. You have to grind. You have to learn. You have to study it. You have to go over it. You have to go through the details. You have to go through the details. And then you got to go through the details again. I'm not gonna lie to you and play with you. You gotta go over so much information, okay? And you gotta decipher what information is good. Keep what's good, eliminate what's not good. But take in as much information you can. Anything you do it massively. And anytime you question, do it massively. Anytime you're doing research, do it massively. Anytime you're meeting people, do it massively. You have to do it massively like never before. So, I mean, when it's all said and done, what I would do is I would get the motivational rush into my household. All right, go to yourelf.org, YOURELF.org. Go right there, click on the Motivational Rush. We have 3 books, excuse me. All right. And when it's all said and done, you can get it, individually, or you can get everything all in one shot. But get into your household and get it for everybody. I mean, right. Once you get the Motivational Rush into your household, which is a goal-achieving coaching series, because you're gonna need to be coached. You're gonna need to be charged. You're gonna need to be able to bring in your emotions continuously for the rest of your life. You might as well come to that conclusion immediately. All right. Then when it's all said and done, what is your plan? What is your plan? You have to give the body the mind has to go with a plan, so you give the body the blueprint to follow. All right, because we all know the body follows the mind. All right, but the mind has to go over the plan. What is your plan? What is my plan? And don't tell me what your plan is. Show me your plan. Go over your plan. When I go over the 5-day credit challenge, all right, by the World Credit King, all right, Freshie the Fly Guy, when it's all said and done, I'm like, this guy has got his ducks in a row. This guy has did some research. This guy has did some work. This guy has did some work. This guy has done some work.
Hey, man, I definitely could say it goes right back to what you said. Being around people that's smarter than you. That is the key, okay? That is the key. One of my coaches says to me, he says, commit first, figure out the rest later. Okay? Commit first. He says, it has to work or it has to work. Okay? Those slogans, big shout out to Nehemiah Davis, because it has to work or it has to work. And when I got into that atmosphere, right? And I got around these guys and I remembered the lessons you taught me. I started to compile those things together. And it's like a scientist. What a scientist does is he takes a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this until he has this perfect formula. And so when people say things like the secrets to success, there is no secrets. There is no secrets to success. There's just strategies. Processes. Right? It's processes. It's strategies. It's levels. Because one man's success may not be measured against the next man's success. Some people are happy flipping burgers, And that's okay. Hey, if that's their level, Earl Nightingale says success is the worthy idea. So it's what's working for you. See, I need 7 figures. I need to be multi-millionaire. I can't settle with just being okay. You can't get minimum wage to a maximum guy. You understand me? So you guys have really been able to tap in on some of those things that you went through on your journey. And I'm glad that my listeners and my viewers will be able to learn from these experiences. So I want to ask you guys now, what projects are you working on? I know you just took us down the path of the Motivational Rush, but that's just a piece of the iceberg. So tell us about what you're working on now, Cap.
Yo, well, I tell you, the Motivational Rush, that's big. That's big. Mm-hmm. That's big. I mean, like I said, that's an intimate situation. I actually wrote it for myself. Mm-hmm. And some other people overheard and was like, Mr. Poole, you got to get this out to other people. People got to hear this. And I was like, nah, I just wrote this for myself because there's some things I got to tell myself on a day-to-day basis because there's some things I want to go fix and change and all that stuff. But they was like, no, Mr. Poole, I want a copy. Can you get me a copy of it? I want this. And I was like, for real? And they was like, yeah. And dude, they got it. And it like, they came back to me like, yo, I went and did this. I did this. I did that. I did that. I'm like, wow. Yeah. So I'm like, and I thought I just wrote this for myself. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I better get this out to people. Mm-hmm. So, I just, when I'm talking to somebody, because, if I'm on stage or whatever the case may be in front of the camera, I put myself like I'm talking directly to myself. I put myself in a chair out there, like, this is your chair, this is you. Tell yourself what you need to tell yourself. And that's what I do. And what I do, what it really is you happen to be able to listen in on it. And if it works for you, great. And really give me a testimony. Tell me all about it. That's why I love to hear your testimonies. mom's testimony, other people. I love to hear all that stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's incredible. So, you know, I mean, the motivation rush, that's the key. Get that in your program. Go to yourelf.org. Get that in there. You know, that's going to be such a great start because it's a coaching series that's designed to help you achieve what you want according to you.
Right.
We don't tell you what to do, but it's the same basic steps for achieving no matter what it is. All right. So we go over the basics of goal achieving, and then you just pick what goal you want now. I want to be a better parent. I want to be a better business person. I want to create a credit repair and restoration company. I want to create a construction company, an investment company. It's the same process of achieving it. Mm-hmm. All right. So what we do is with the Motivation Rush, it's a goal achieving coaching series. Mm-hmm. And that's what it does. And it helps to coach you in regards to what you want. Okay. Right. But it goes over basic philosophy of from even from people smarter than I got to. You listen to all these guys. You talk about all these guys. These guys are exceptional. But what was so great is we was lucky enough to pull it up and absorb it. All right. And what happens, unfortunately, a lot of other people won't pull up from them, but they will pull up from a Tyshawn Baskerville, from a the Fry Guy, from a Kevin Poole, from the Wave. All right. From Dr. Shaw, the doctor. All right. I mean, so that's what's so great about it. So it's our time. It's our time, and because we were smart to grab the information. Now let's cultivate into these corporations, these companies. Let's create this equity, these ownerships, and let's create what we call generational wealth. You know about that, Ty.
Phenomenal. So Doc, man, let us know what you're working on right now.
Right now, working on Content Creators Club USA. Is contentcreatorsusa.com, contentcreatorusa.com. And what we do is we help small businesses and individuals and brands market their material. We create digital content, original from scratch, no templates. Anything that you need to start your business, if you run across content creators, you got a great start. You're gonna be ahead of the pack.
Dope.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, part yourself.
So I got that. And then, of course, I got my product, Vigor. This is our beard thing. We also got the beard combs,
Okay.
So Vigor.
When you see us hold up the V like this, that's for Vigor right there.
Okay. We're doing a lot of work. So we've been packing that up today. We're getting ready to ship some orders out and just get ready for the year so we can push that. But we got a lot going on. Get ready to get a new shop. We're doing barbershop management, and so we're getting ready to get a new salon. Hopefully, we'll hear something great in the next 2 or 3 days, and get the keys.
That's amazing, man. Just so many. There's like an octopus. You guys are doing so many great things. Your hands is on everything
out here.
That is powerful. I have this belief, right? And I love to read books, right? And as I hear you talk about the motivational rush, Kev, I remember coming across a book called The Greatest Secret. And what I learned in that book was that each compartment in our brain has what we call the light switch, right? And that light switch is located in our brains, no different than it is in our houses. But the thing about it is, you could walk into a house for the first time and not know where the light switch is at. So the house will stay dark. But once you become aware of where that switch is at, and you turn that thing on, now you can see the light. And that's what it is to be able to teach people as you guys are doing. By showing them, listen, you're gonna go through hard times, you're gonna go through struggles, but make sure you grab these lessons, make sure you count your blessings, and then you open up to seeing what's available for you. You know what I mean? So the product creation, the content creation, he got a shop, he got a book, he got a motivational rush for people that don't want to do nothing. See, because the only thing that comes to you in a bed is a dream. So it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing because I love to interact and communicate with people that just want what they want in life for others. See, there are people that want to get rich for themselves, right? But then there are people that put others in front of them so that way they can get the results that they deserve. So my next question to y'all is, why are you doing what you're doing?
You want that, or you want me to go? You talk to me, Shaw.
Yeah, I'm gonna go real quick. I'm doing it because now it's a habit. It's a habit at this point. Being an entrepreneur and just being a serial entrepreneur is just what you do. That's what makes it. That's what makes it serial right there. That's what make the branches and all the different extensions and everything start clicking. Just this desire to get into different industries, and then pull them all together. Now that's where I'm at now, pulling all the industries together. So it's almost like working magic a little bit. And then having a strong team, that's always exciting. When you got LeBron James on your team,
Let's go.
That's exciting. So I'm having a ball. I'm having a good time right now. So Kev, I'm keeping it brief.
All right.
I guess that's my hint to keep it brief too. The wave can't do that. All right, but now what was the question?
The question is, why are you doing it? Why are you doing the motivational rush for people?
Dude, ultimately,
the small version.
The small version, without giving you the whole seminar.
Right.
All right, I got you. All right, in a nutshell, to help combat the wrong plan. I believe we were sold the wrong plan. I believe specifically my Black people were sold the wrong plan. We were sold the wrong plan on taking all the wrong things and making it hype and cool. We were sold the wrong plan. Wearing your pants off your butt, and doing everything backwards, and we were sold the wrong plan. So now, I think when it's all said and done, ultimately, by me doing what I'm doing, by creating the Education and Learning Foundation, by getting around people smarter than me, by using the world to help the world, such as, the World Credit King to help fix people's credit. That's a major thing that needs to be done. Credit is a must in the financial world, in the business world. All right, we deal with credit all day long, and it's so great to get the yeses financially because the credit is there. So, when it's all said and done, my job is combat our people being sold the wrong plan. When you come through the E.L.F, when you come through the Education and Learning Foundation, our job is to give you a better plan. Our job is to give you better information so you can make better decisions. All right? If you have the wrong information, you're going to make wrong decisions, period. If you have better information, you're going to make better decisions, period.
Let me ask you this. Who's your target audience? For the listeners, that may be wondering, who do you serve?
The world. And the reason why the world is because we part of what we call, forget the Black race, forget the white race, forget all that crap. All that's a bunch of bull crap. All right? The only race that matters is the human race. All right? We all govern by the same human principles. We all eat, sleep, we crap, we have kids if we're able to. We come from the womb for the most part. We're gonna go back to the dirt for the most part. If we don't bathe, we're gonna stink. We all. I don't care what we have intelligent people, we have ignorant people, we have rich and we have poor in all cultures. That's universal. We have our religion, our thoughts, our beliefs. We have our foods. We have. It's the same. It's the human race. So I bypass all that black, white crap, all that's crap. That's it that divides you with a bunch of nonsense. The only race that matters is the human race. So our job at the Education and Learning Foundation, because we govern by the same human principle, is to target the world. We all are at war, which you ought to have to understand, Fresh. We all at war with poverty versus wealth. Every culture.
I say the haves and the have-nots. There is no in between.
The sick versus the healthy.
That's it.
That applies to us all. We all at war.
That's it.
All at war. So, all that in between crap and all that, that's a bunch of ignorance and crap. It's just a bunch of crap, and we don't deal with crap at the Education Learning Foundation.
It's a distraction, and I'm
a
sorry,
distraction.
But yes, it's a distraction because you be so worried about the people that's doing it on a major level, and talking about them or hating on them, but not realizing you're still stuck in the same position that you've been in for a long time. My mom used to always tell me the ones that's on the corner today is going to be the ones on the corner tomorrow. And when we go back 10 years and see that same corner, you see them same people if they ain't already dead or in jail.
Yeah, and or you see their kids next because that's what they have to follow. So it becomes a generational residual.
Yeah.
All right, that passes on from generation to generation to generation. So now what we want to do is we want to say, you know what? Here's a better plan. Let's pass along this residual.
Right.
Okay, let's create testimonials from this and then teach your kid and teach their kid and teach their kid. We at the Education Learning Foundation, our job is to fill in the blanks of the Department of Education. Okay, they go over the fundamentals of education information, 1 + 1, all that math, science, because that's where it starts. So you have to start with that. After that, we want to go over the practicals, how to use it. All right, you went over the 1 + 1, and let's go over how to put the numbers in the account, how to put the credit up there where you can unlock the vote from the bank. Where they say, take what you want. They'll give it to you. You want a house, you want this, take it. You want an investment deal, take. You put up 30%, we put up the other 70%, take it. And we call it robbing the bank legally. Right. They give you thank you, come again.
That's right.
Okay.
It's like how people get those letters in the mail. They make offers. When you're in a good standing and you have the great credit rating, you get offers. So Dr. Shaw, let me ask you, who are you doing it for? Like, what is your who's your target audience?
I would say the same, the world, but it really it's for the world. But I say that meaning I'm just putting the information out there to the universe, and I'm just hoping that the right people run across it and they're able to see the value in it and they can use it, and they're blessed by it, and it takes their business or their brand or their idea to the next level.
Okay, that's dope. So I'm gonna ask both of you guys this question: where do you see yourselves in the next 5 years?
Go ahead, sure, you jump on that one.
Next 5 years, I'm trying to see. Looking at what?
2027.
2027. So hopefully we're gonna have a little DJ Junior, running around.
Congrats to that.
And the company, the Content Creative USA, will be doing big numbers. We're looking at, what we talked about, 50,000 a month. And looking at Vigor being, constantly sold all over the country and probably in other countries. I'm trying to get that out there real heavy. And 5 years is definitely enough time to do that. And like I said, man, probably really out here with Kevin, doing these tours, Motivational Rush, we probably be all the other stuff will be kind of automated. Right. But as far as what we actually out here doing, probably be out here speaking and touring and, doing stuff like that, man. I can't wait.
Awesome. And Kev, talk to me. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Yo, I tell you, the next 5 years, because I'm going after 100 mil. All right, because financially, that's my number. I think we should all have a number, or I call it what we call satisfaction levels. Right. All right, financially, 100 million is, I know that's what I'm worth easily. Right. All right, it's just all right, Kev. Where's the plan to go get it? The Education Learning Foundation, wave wear, baby wave wear, lady wave wear, canine wave wear, feline wave wear. Here's the plan. All right, we're going after this without a shadow of a doubt. The Royal Credit King, all that great stuff. We're going after all of that. All right, so as far as that's what I mean. I like I said, 100 million financially. As far as I would say, probably about probably like 100 to 500 jobs, because we're gonna go after major funding. Okay, which is gonna be spectacular. All right, and because of our nonprofit status, we're going after the funding, and this is what we do, and all that great stuff. And they're gonna give us the funding. All right, we're already assuming it, mentally. So in regards to that, man, I just see we're gonna help like tons of people. We're gonna help, like the Department of Education, they created careers, they created principles. With the Education Learning Foundation, we're gonna create the same thing. We're using the same type of structures, things of that nature. The only difference is we're using the world, all right, to help the world. It doesn't matter if you're great at what you do and you got some great information to give to people, give it. Use this platform and give it to people at yourelf.org. So we're excited about that. If you want to donate to us, you can donate to us. All right, you get all your tax deductible paperwork, you get everything that you need. Donate to research. We have a donate to a meal program. If you just go to the donate button on yourelf.org, you know what I mean? You can go to careers if you want to become a part of us. We have internship programs, so we're excited about that. You can become an intern, it's just come work with us and, say, hey, we have a list of jobs. You say, hey, Kev, I want to do this part. Then great, come in and do it and take it. You up the bat, knock that son of a gun out the park. All right. So that's where we at with that, and the great thing about it, we have our youth that are born into technology. So, bring your technology, bring your information, bring some sweat equity, show us what you got, show us what you can do. We have a lot of great programs that are happening, a lot of great things that are being done right now. Bring in some additional ideas. Let's work on it. Let's get it popping. Like the World Credit King, let's get this stuff going. Let's get this stuff popping. We are in 2020. There is no more excuses. All right. When it's all said and done, you ask the question. You say, what was your biggest setback? The question, the answer was me.
Right.
Me. Forget everybody else. Me. All right. So, and the great thing about life is you are the problem, but you're also the solution, which is a great thing. So, and the solution is within the plan. What is the plan? Your plan is the 5-day credit challenge.
Right.
That is your plan. Okay. Well, I want to see you see his clothing and everything up, and the goat and all his clothing. That is his plan. I want to see plans. And I'm not just talking about when we're talking about it. I want to see the plan. Show me everything. And there's no reason why we can't do that, but we have to focus on it. So the Education Learning Foundation, Dr. Shaw, that dude right there, and that's my vice president. Dr. Shaw is my vice president. All right, you gotta understand that dude right there. I could not do a lot of this stuff without this guy right there. All right, this guy is exceptionally great. He takes it and run with it. He grinds. He's a spectacular businessman. You see this guy's barbershops and all, and it's so professional. That when you walk in there, you like, please do whatever you want. And when you come out, you like, you talking about fresh to the fly guy.
And that's why I chose to interview both of you guys, because you guys go together like peanut butter and jelly. You know what I mean? You can't have one without the other. Cookies and milk. So it's amazing, because I swear there are a lot of people right now that I know and that are in my network that are trying to start new businesses, that are struggling in so many different areas. And the conversation I have with them is that there's nothing you going through that someone has not already been through.
Yes.
So to have you guys on Boss for Breakfast on this episode is powerful, because what it does is it opens up more people and it brings awareness to more people about the different avenues that they can take. Like, for example, just to elaborate on that for a moment, a barbershop is serving other people. Is getting people to look good and presentable for them to go get the job, for them to go out with their wives, for them to go live the life they want to live. The Educational Learning Foundation is helping people get their information out to the world. It's educating people on how to be more confident in themselves and to be able to grow and expand without the hardship of trying to figure out what directions to take, how to create content, how to get it out there. So those two companies are serving people. The Royal Credit King, my credit good. Everybody in my family credit good. But see, my clients got to come in, and when they credit get good, now they can look back and see that we served our way to the top, guys. So the next thing I want to talk about before we wrap it up, because this has been an amazing interview, and I just want to send my flowers to both of you guys now and say thank you so much for joining me on Bars for Breakfast. But what would you tell somebody that's just starting out in entrepreneurship? What advice would you give them?
Hey, sure. You start with that one.
Oh, I'm gonna keep it real short.
That's my cue.
Yeah. First of all, you need to get around people smarter than you. Do your research and get started. Point blank. Period. No excuses.
Right.
I love it. Right to the gut.
That's it.
I love it. Now, what was your question?
Kev,
Give me that question.
What would you tell people just starting out in entrepreneurship? What advice would you give them?
Get the motivational rush in your household by going to yourelf.org. All right. Click on the book, get all 3 versions, get that in there. Listen to 1 chapter per day, and preferably in the morning. First thing when you wake up, just put it on. It's going to give the mind some information to chew on for the rest of the day. And you're
Hold on now, they listen to Bars for Breakfast in the morning. They got to do the afternoon.
I love it. I love it. All right, so after you get your bars in for breakfast, all right.
And then, you know what I mean? Nah, I'm just joking with you.
No, absolutely. Get the bars in for breakfast without a shadow of a doubt. I'm gonna be on the show almost every day anyway, so that's it. All right, every other day. But when it's all said,
before we get cut off, I need you guys to tell the people where they can find you and how they can get in contact with you.
Oh, I didn't even answer my question. I didn't even answer the question yet.
The clock running.
We got 10 minutes. I got the wave has 8.550 seconds left.
Yo, Doc, you see him, Doc? Yo, Doc, you see him?
Hey, I'm trying to help you out.
I'm telling you. He's like, I'm gonna give it short. I'm gonna keep it short.
How the Terminator said, I have detailed files.
I just watched that today too. That's crazy.
I have detailed files. All right, yo, we here. This is legendary. That's going on right here.
Right.
All right, I'm on a video call with Freshie the Fly Guy.
That's right.
He's all across the state, across the globe, and I'm on the phone with my vice president, Dwayne Shaw. Dr. Shaw, the doctor. You know how exciting that is, man? So, I'm definitely going to milk every second of this without a shadow of a doubt, because we're recording for the next generation. So when they can pull up, they can say, let me see what my family or my dad or my granddad my great granddad was talking about. So that we have to be able to be on this platform and record this is exceptional, man. Right. So, all right. Now, what was that question before the last one?
The question
go ahead.
What advice would you give to somebody just starting business?
And I think I answered that one. All right, get the motivation rush in your household. For real.
That's
go to yourelf.org.
Doc, you see him? You don't even remember.
I'm just double checking. All right. Y'all was rushing the brother.
That's what I said.
I'm excited over here.
Question.
All right.
Last question.
Yes, sir.
How can people find you and get in contact with you?
Can I start with this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because even though I answered the other one, I felt a little left out here. All right, here's what you do. The world, the people, you contact us by going to yourelf.org. That's yourelf.org. Yourelf.org. All right, it's the Educational Learning Foundation. You can also Google us. All right, Google us. You'll see everything come up. Grab us, jump on, subscribe, share, share with the world. Get the motivational rush in your household and get it for everybody. You got to get it for everybody. Don't be selfish with the information, because information is meant to be shared. It's meant to be given out. It's meant to be passed along to each other. That way you can manifest it and use it and see what happens, because one or two people can help change the world. So make sure you get the Education Learning Foundation in your household by going to yourelf.org.
All right. Dr. Shaw, let the people know where they can find you at and how they can get in contact with you.
Man, so many different ways, but we can start off by just contacting me at contentcreatorusa.com. CONTENTCREATOR USA.com. Or you can just hit me on Instagram.
All right. That's the Instagram too?
I got an Instagram. You know,
all right.
Instagram is Dr. Shaw at Heads Up.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So listen, man, as y'all heard, man, you heard from these phenomenal entrepreneurs. I am still your host, Freshie the Fly Guy. Make sure you go and join that 5-day credit challenge and take advantage of the information that's going to change your life. This has been Bars for Breakfast, where we bring everything that you need for you to have a bite-sized snack that can take you throughout the day, throughout the month, and throughout the year. I appreciate y'all for listening, and y'all make sure y'all stay blessed until you get what's next. We out. I just knew I wanted more in life.
I am a king, I feel like a king, I live like a king, I know I'm a king. I am a king, I feel like a king, I live like a king, I know I'm a king. I am a king, I just wanted you to know. And I serve a king that sit high and look low. Cause I am a king, I feel like a king, I live like a king, I know I'm a king. I am a king, I feel like a king, I think like a king, I know I'm a king. I am a king, I just wanted you to know. And I serve a king that could save my soul. Cause I am a king.
Hi, my name is Kevin Poole. We're here going over the motivational rush. Push your ability to learn. Watch how it works for you. I want you to fix things like never before and take your life and run with it to the max.